Hiya YCC and comic fans, it's Kamikaze Guy with my first video for 2014. It's a bit later than I intended, typical real life nonsense getting in the way of important things like comics. So I've got a fair few to get through, so I won't dwell on any of them too much, but I'll try not to whiz through them. Anyway, so okay, moving on, I'll start with the ones I've bought from a comic shop. It's like a second-hand shop that been doing comics recently, and I've picked up quite a few. So I started with those. It's a nice hefty chunk of Grant Morrison's The Invisibles. I've seen this in there a few times, and when I went to get, well, I looked in there to buy them and they'd gone, so I thought, oh, I've missed my chance. But after Christmas they were back in again, so I thought I'd get them while they're there, and they were doing a 3 for 2 offer. So for 29 comics, 3 for 2. You can't really go wrong. So I got this one off eBay recently, number 9 of volume 1. So all of these, 29, there's about half of volume 1, which is I think 25 issues, half of volume 2 roughly, which is 22 issues, and a third of volume 3, which is 12 issues. So for less than £20 I got about half of the entire run. Not a bad start really. I flicked through some of them. The artwork is pretty amazing, and it's just the different styles. I don't know if it's different artists or what, but the different types of covers you get. I don't know if it's all written by Morrison. Oh yes, it is. Phil Jimenez and John Stakes, whether they're all writers or two artists. But pretty crazy covers. Obviously not for kids. And there you go, that's one from volume 3. I think with volume 3 you read them in reverse order. So I think it starts at 12 and you read up or down to volume 1. This is Countdown to the Millennium. But I'll find out when I get to it. So that's the first thing I got from shop, and going back there again, I still had the 3 for 2 offer, so I picked up a bunch, just random ones that sort of interested me. In my last haul I mentioned on the same shop I got like a compendium prestige format from DC. It's like dark DC stores, I can't remember the exact title, but they had 3 or 4 issue 1s that they had. I don't know, umbrella title was dark, like they had the first Swamp Thing and the first Animal Man, and they had in there for a while Animal Man number 2, and I've heard nothing but good things about this, and it was there and it was on offer, so I thought I'd give it a go. I don't mind having a couple of issues of something that I'm not actually going to thought about collecting. I've got issue 1, so I'll give issue 2 a go. A couple of random issues. I can't speak today. The Heroic Age of Heroes, and the Heroic Age Young Allies. I presume that's 2 different titles, but all under that. I mean, I've got a couple of the Spidey ones that come under there, and I've got the Fantastic Four ones that come under that banner. So, you know, just fill it out. Also, like the one issue of the House of M. I've got sort of random issues of these from different titles. So one day I'll get all of them. And also picked up these. I'm in a bit of an Inhuman kick at the moment because of the Humanity storyline. And I've always had an interest in the Humans anyway. So there was Realm of Kings in Inhumans, number 4 or 5. I've not even heard or seen this before. It's piqued me interest, so I picked that up. And then there's also War of Kings. Obviously an Inhuman involved storyline. Black Bolt on each of those. I've not heard of this before either until I saw it in the shop, and that's issues 1, 3 and 4 of 6. So get those as well. Hopefully I'll finish off the missing issues in time for the Human storyline, the new run, which is what is it, next month? March? I don't know. But I'm liking Inhumans, so I got them. Okay. This is the stuff I've picked up from Forbidden Planet since Christmas. No, not all of it, that's a lie. It's just all the odd ones that aren't in my pull list at the moment because they're not regular. So to go through them quickly, the next Elf Quest, I think it's issue 1 of the final quest. I don't know if this is a mini-series, but I think it's seasonal the way they're publishing these, because the other one, which was I think the final something else, was quite a while ago. Well, I enjoy them. I've got almost all but one of the Marvel run of these, and I don't mind if they're going to release them intermittently. Pick it as when they come out. Next up, I've got the last 2 issues of the last Rocketeer storyline, featuring the Spirit, Pulp Friction 3 and 4. I'm still loving the Rocketeer. Not always loving the artwork. When you think of the Rocketeer, you think of Dave Stevens and the exquisite artwork he does, and then this, far more cartoony. But again, I like I never really knew the Spirit before. I liked him in this. The story was fun. It's still in keeping with previous Rocketeer stories and that. I'm just not a fan of the kind of kiddie cartoon artwork. Because I'm sure the first 2 issues were by somebody else and it wasn't this. But I can't remember. But I think it varies from story to story who the artist is. But as long as the stories are good, I can kind of look past the nowhere near up to Dave Stevens artwork in the Rocketeer book anyway. Next up, Dead Boy Detective #1. I'd heard of this recently by reading up on Sandman. I'm kind of getting into that. I've got a few of the original issues and a watch of Sandman Mystery Theatre, and there was like the adverts for it at the time, Dead Boy Detectives, and I sort of started looking into that. It was really interesting. I found out they bring out the news stories, so I picked up a issue on that. It was good. For a second I thought they've still got Black Science #1 in there, but this is second printing. I'm not really too bothered about first and second printings, but it was only I think the only copy they had in there. Nobody else has been raving about it, so grab #1. Interesting story. Start straight in with the action. I really liked it. It kind of reminded me of the Sliders TV series about hopping from dimension to dimension. But there was also a large element for me just in the feel of the story of Trillium. Partly the way it was told, sort of the characters, and the way it goes kind of straight into the action. There's a similarity, and I'm a big fan of Trillium, so I'm hoping that's going to live up to that. And the rest of the story will be just as good as part 1. Next up we have, I shouldn't need to say any more about this, Voice in the Dark Part 3. Love this story so far. Heard about the troubles, the possible trouble you could have in the future, so I've added to my pull list. Absolutely fantastic. It's not like any other comic at the moment that I'm reading. Just the presentation makes it totally unique, and it just fits. Everything fits together to make it almost a perfect story, really, in the theme that it has. Finally got issue 4 of Heist after buying totally the wrong comic, thinking that was it. It was an okay storyline, a nice kind of addition to Infinity, something slightly different, a different angle. Not amazing, but I don't suppose it was aiming for amazing. Just telling another section of what was going on during the Infinity and the 4 issues. Yeah, it was okay, I enjoyed it. Again, a bunch of secondary characters I don't give a shit about. But as a story in itself, yeah, it was alright. A few Inhumanity issues. Part 2, really like that. Peter wasn't a bit longer, but it's something that's going to spread throughout all the other titles anyway, so it doesn't really need to be a bit longer. Awakening was okay again. Didn't realise it's going to be about the new kid superheroes from one of the schools, so I don't really give a crap about. But again, it explored the theme of how characters would react with suddenly having a whole new load of super-powered people kind of come out of nowhere, really, which is kind of what this is about. I think it's what a lot of the Inhumanity story tie-ins are about. Because all over the world, any kind of Marvel title will eventually come across these new Inhumans, and this is what these stories are. It's just how they deal with them, whatever the situation is, how they react to them. So they're going to come across them sooner or later. So that's why you're going to have these tie-ins. And the last one I've got is All Invaders #1. Getting into the original one, the Invaders, because big Avengers fan, big Captain America fan. So yeah, why not? And I really liked it. The ending one was like, oh my god. The situation with Namor as well sets up the next issue, perhaps the next couple of issues, so you can have an idea of where it's going. Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, it was good. It wasn't. I didn't really know what to expect from it, but it seemed to, it pushed enough buttons for me to make me want to carry on with it, and the art was good too. Right, that's all my new stuff. Going into my Bronze Age kick now. Like I said, going into the Invaders. This is number 18. I think there's 42 of these. I've got a few others. That's the latest acquisition. Nice one. Filling in my early X-Men. I believe this is X-Men 134. I think it's the first Dark Phoenix, or one of the first Dark Phoenixes. It's feels a nice gap there. I think I got half of the original volume 1 of Uncanny, 94 to 100. No, 141. So another 20 to get, I think. Okay. Next up, yeah, Fantastic Four number 384, which finishes off my volume 3 run, which means I've only got issues 1 and 4 to get with the original run, so I can dream about getting, and that's the thing as far as I'm ever going to get. This is one of the few occasions where I've gone for the variant cover, basically because I had the variant covers of the lot of the final Flame. Yeah, so I had Flame On, so I didn't want first prints of the other two, so because you wouldn't finish the thing. So finally I got Final, so that gives me the whole of those. I don't mind getting variants if that's the first issue of something I get, and that's fine. But I do prefer the original run and the original cover, but it's not a big deal. Next up, Captain America 444. This was one of 2 that I needed to complete Captain America Volume 1, the other one being 117, which is the first Falcon, which I will have to save up for to get that one at some point. Okay, going back to my Inhumans kick, I have 4 issues of the original series Inhumans, 2, 5, 8 and 9. Very nice. I don't know where it's, I'm just drawn to Black Bolt as a character. I've always liked them when they appeared in Fantastic Four. There's a great sense of nobility about the Inhumans, and they've never been portrayed as nasty, even though you've had Medusa in the Frightful Four a few times. But I've always liked them as a concept, as characters, and they look great. So, there you go. Oh, he's on all 4 of them. Oh, there you go. And my other Bronze Age is Nova number 17, which leaves me with just number 1 to get. I started getting this one of Nova because there's an issue of Amazing Spider-Man with Nova guest appearance. Of course the story crosses over into Nova or vice versa. But I think I might have read some Nova when I was a kid, because every time I see him I think the design of his helmet just looked really familiar, as if I'd seen it somewhere before years ago. And I know at odd times I've been reading comics when I was young, so maybe in this run somewhere I've come across something that seems familiar. I didn't know, but that's Nova. And the last, these aren't Bronze Age, are they? 80s, yes they are. I had some of these before and then got rid of them in a purge of odd issues of things, and again regretted it, so I picked out a bunch of The Thing. Just random issues from 11 to 30. I think there's 36 in this one, I'm not sure. But in reading Fantastic Four, the main title, you keep getting references to what Ben Grimm was doing on Battleworld and when he came back and stuff, so I'll get these so I can find out what actually happened. It's not a massive run anyway, so. The next up, another short run. That's my ever-growing Spidey collection. This is almost a complete run of I suppose it's volume 2 of Spectacular Spider-Man. This is the one that started off as Marvel Knights, then changed this. No, I did Spectacular, didn't I? That's completely wrong. Can't read. Sensational Spider-Man. Sorry. Yeah, started off with Marvel Knights, changing over to Sensational with issue 23. I think it finishes at 42, but it goes up to 41 if you get a board for that. There's a couple of 1 or 2 issues missing. And I think I've added a few because I already had a few. Can't remember. Maybe, maybe not. No, I didn't. I've got a few issues already, but luckily go between these two. So I'm only missing mission 2 to complete that. I'm not sure if I'm going to get Marvel Knights or not, because reading up is like Marvel Knights is more adult themed stories, not necessarily tied into the main core title. But I don't know. I'll finish off these first. This series ends on the whole, or the One More Day. Does that come after Brand New Day? I don't know. I've not really read any new stuff. But you know, to get a nice chunk, almost a complete run in one hit, always good. Okay, the last thing I got, a couple of email hits. Email? I don't know what I'm talking about, do I? eBay. I posted these on ICC. You've probably seen them. Bloodlines annual, introducing Hitman, and Hitman #1. Finally, I got a bunch of maybe 20 odd issues of Hitman from the old second-hand shop, the place I got the Invisibles from. So that started off in Hitman because I read a lot about it before, and everybody wrote, well, quite a few people wrote about Garth Ennis's work. The few I've read in the middle, 19, 20, 21, I think, introducing, I can't remember the name of the gang now, but they're just insane, really funny, and I like his humour. I mean, the character's humour. So these will go for dirt cheap on eBay. Really couldn't pass up the chance to get those after missing out on this one to Mr. Blooming Savaker and his beat sniping app. Damn him! But I don't think he's got that one though. Nah. Right, and the very last thing, eBay again, Hitman again, Hitman and the JLA. I read this one already. Amazing story. Didn't realise it's told retrospectively in regard to Tommy Monaghan. Because apparently he's dead. So it's nice when the first actual issues you read about a character you start to get interested in is that he's already dead. Great. It doesn't matter. It's still a fantastic story. It's quite funny where the JLA portrayed as quite dysfunctional. The Flash is a bit of a cock, but he's funny with it. Poor Green Lantern is the butt of everybody's jokes. But when Batman brings in Hitman, he just makes them all seem a bunch of douches with his just simplistic honesty about the whole thing. And he manages to come through in the end where the rest of them are completely incapacitated. When you talk about the JLA, you think that's not easy to do. But yeah, great story, fun story, lots of jokes in it. And there's the reference to the barfing on Batman from issue 1, which is why I posted the grab of that on the YCC. Barfing on Batman. Not many people get away with that. So that's my haul so far for this year. Quite a few to get through. Anyway, I've got other stuff before, but that's my pull list, so I will be doing at some point the pull list video for that, featuring those. Otherwise this is just going to go on forever. I know it's very late in the day now, but I still have my mainstream comic book tag video, if that's right, to do, which I'll just do anyway, because I did the notes for it over Christmas, I think, but it's just stuff getting in the way of actually doing it. But I want to do it because I quite like my answers. So I hope you enjoyed my waffling, my tongue chewing, and maybe there's something in there that's piqued your interest to go out and find out about yourself, because that's half the way that I find out about the titles that pique my interest, and I go out and find out about them and spend lots of money and then read them. Well, thanks for watching. Comment if you want to, you don't have to. Like if you want to, you don't have to. Subscribe if you want to, you don't have to, but it's always nice. Adds to the community, expands the community, and it's a very positive thing. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with the pull list tag first, I think. we shall see. Ta-ta.